Okay, the question here is, do Alberta Separatists have a right to take an Alberta out of Canada? That is the question. Now we have a couple young ladies, the Alberta Women's Independence Network, that want to separate Alberta from Canada. And they've posted, they do all the 10 questions. Apparently there's 10 questions to separate. So let's get an idea of where these ladies are coming from. Take it away, ladies. Whoops, wrong button.
Okay, so again, talking about my husband, because he's a newcomer to Canada, relative.
Okay, so one of these two leading ladies, she starts by talking to my husband because he's a newcomer to Canada. Imagine that. Her husband's a newcomer to Canada. He's married a woman that just wants to change how Canada works. So let's see where this goes.
Relatively newcomer to Canada, and he has his permanent residency. He received a voter card in the mail. He is not a citizen. Yeah. So he did not vote, but the system is not perfect.
Right.
Mistakes get made. And
the system is not perfect. Mistakes get made. Now here's the question. When he applied for his driver's license, did he tick the box that said he's a citizen or not? So was this willfully done? Consciously? Unconsciously? Or subconsciously, which is the middle of the two? So what is it? Did he do it consciously, subconsciously, or unconsciously? Because those declarations don't just magically get checked off. So, are we being told the truth here? Maybe yes, maybe no. Let's see what else they have to say.
Clearly, I think it might have been when he got his driver's license that the wrong box was ticked or something, that he was a citizen when he's not. I don't know. But
I don't know. I'm not going to find out. I don't care because I got a message here and I don't want to ruin that message, right? Seems that way.
Clearly, if we had to provide proof of citizenship, like a passport, a birth certificate, a citizenship card, that would take care of those potential mistakes.
Okay, so here's how they justify question 5. So question 5 on the referendum ticket that's going to be on the questionnaire when that comes, I believe it's October of this year. Do you support the government of Alberta introducing a law requiring individuals to provide proof of citizenship, such as passport, birth certificate, or citizenship card to vote in an Alberta election? In an Alberta provincial election. Well, this is all very conservative. This is all very MAGA down in the United States. Funny thing how MAGA is trying to influence what goes on in Alberta. You even have Christy Noem, part of a copper mine in Calgary. Can you imagine that? Imagine that. Well, that's what is happening. You are being manipulated. But nonetheless, let's get back to these Albertans and their concerns. And the fact of the matter is, this Alberta Separatist movement, this Alberta woe be me that's been going on for many, many decades, being a punching bag for the federal government, as they say. The feds are doing it to us. So let's understand, this is a conservative thing. This is a Canadian Alliance thing. This is a Reform Party thing. This is a Wild Rose Party thing. And this is the UCP of Alberta Party thing. So let's be clear about that. So now, my question to you is, a lot of these conservatives have these opinions. And, they have the support because the United States, a guy like Trump wouldn't be in power if he didn't have the support. Got that creeping up to Canada. They're influencing how we do things in Canada because they'd like to take over Canada. Makes them wealthier, makes them bigger, makes their club to club the rest of the world that much bigger as well. But here's the real question, and this is the question that nobody's asking is, the original tribe made an agreement to become part of Canada. So let me emphasize this again. The original tribe made an agreement to create Alberta to become part of Canada. Now, we have new tribes of people that haven't been around near as long. They agreed to come to Canada and to respect the laws of Canada. But now they want to change how Canada is operating. Or no, they don't want to change how Canada is operating. They just want to take a sliver of Canada away from Canada because they don't like how they've been treated. But they're not the original tribe. They didn't make the agreement. If you're not happy with who you married, usually you divorce and you go your separate ways. Doesn't that make sense? But for whatever reason, we're in a different era of entitlement and also manipulation. We've got social media that's not regulated, that has a very strong polarizing and dehumanizing influential effect on the overall population. Nobody realizes that. And that's what's really changed things. And who owns the social media? Who influences the social media? It's American greed, American corporations that have no conscience to anybody or anything other than their profits and continually making profits for themselves. Nothing to do with the people that they affect. Got nothing to do with the planet itself that the people reside upon. So here we have an Alberta Separatist movement, the Stay in Canada movement, which had 400,000 verifiable names, couldn't get on a questionnaire. But many months later, the Separatist movement, it finally got 300, it finally took them a long time, but they got 300,000 signatures. But you also had a breach of the list of the citizens of Alberta in Alberta. So this is a very interesting situation, don't you think? Now let's explain just a little bit further. Let these ladies speak a little bit more.
Mistakes that are inevitably going to be made because there's humans.
Correct. Which also leads to some people are having a hard time with the changes that were made to our driver's licenses. Right? Showing whether you are a Canadian citizen or not.
Yeah.
Well, if your driver's license has it declared on there, whether you are or not.
Meanwhile, driver's license is a provincial thing. So where's the problem? Within the province.
Who cares?
Who cares?
That's a good thing because then, there's a lot of concern, and it's a valid concern, that the feds are going to try and flood the province with a bunch of people who are not Canadian citizens to.
This is a construct. The feds are going to flood the province. This is how they manipulate their base. This is how they manipulate their very own egos to substantiate what they're doing is in the best interest of them, their family, and this movement. It's really all it is. Like, give me a break. Tell me differently. Prove different. Let's hear it again.
They're going to try and flood the province with a bunch of people who are not Canadian citizens to go and vote on these referendum questions.
Okay, so now they're setting you up that the Fed's gonna do something dastardly, just like Snidely Whiplash. Snidely Whiplash? You mean Dudley Do-Right is not gonna come to the rescue? Come on now, folks. Now they're setting you up for, they stole the 2020 election. This is a very conservative thing. They stole the election. They treat me bad. I cannot, you go back to the 1970s under Peter Lougheed, trying to get a national energy program organized here in Canada for energy independence. And what happens? I'll tell you what happens. This is what happens. Peter Lougheed didn't like the deal. He says, Alberta's getting screwed. This is when Petro-Canada was being put together in the 1970s, getting rid of all the American-owned oil interests in Alberta and creating Petro-Canada. So Peter Lougheed didn't like the deal, and the feds, they did a special deal for him to try to make him happy. And then 1980, the National Energy Program by Pierre Elliott Trudeau was actually put into force and effect. And by 1985, a conservative government under Brian Mulroney torpedoed the deal. We could have had energy independence in Canada a long, long time ago. But Alberta, same as you're doing now, woe be me, woe be me, woe be me. And it's continuing now. And we see this as a conservative thing, and the conservative thing just does not serve the people. And I'll give you an example of how it doesn't serve the people, because the government under Stephen Harper and Pierre Poilievre cut taxes, and they had this great infrastructure investment Build Canada situation going, but because they cut taxes, they had no revenue to finance their infrastructure support build-up program. So guess what had to suffer? Even 800,000 affordable homes during that period were sold off by Pierre Poilievre to private enterprises, to free markets. And if you think the free markets are going to regulate things, that's wishful thinking. 2008 economic crash is how free markets regulate themselves. So, questions, comments, greatly appreciated. And let go of this pain and suffering. Let's move into a direction of benevolence, harmony, and abundance. Love and peace to y'all. Take care. Ciao for now.